Now, the battle over Chief Justice David Maraga's advice to President Uhuru Kenyatta to dissolve Parliament will be fought in court. This follows a resolution by the Parliamentary Service Commission to seek legal redress over the matter. And we're now joined live by Vincent Odwor from Parliament Buildings for more details. Vincent?
Absolutely. Today the Parliamentary Service Commission had a meeting this morning chaired by the Speaker of the National Assembly, Justin Muturi, over the matter, and they came up with a number of resolutions. But first, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Justin Muturi, spoke to the media a few minutes ago, and they have termed the decision by Chief Justice David Maraga to advise for the dissolution of Parliament as ill-informed, premature, unconstitutional, and also Muturi has termed it as a platform to plunge the country into a constitutional crisis. And after having a meeting as a Parliamentary Service Commission, they have resolved that now they are going to move to court to challenge that advice because they are arguing that it is unconstitutional. A number of things came up when the Speaker was addressing us today. These are matters that has really put the House in the receiving end. And the Speaker said that when you look at that decision by the Chief Justice, it was made without taking into consideration a number of circumstances in the country right now, because they are arguing that when you even look at the amount of time that will be required to plan and also execute another election, because when the House is dissolved, and then there should be an election within 60 days, and they're saying that is something that will require a lot of time. And they're also saying that when you look at the current pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic that is dogging a number of countries in the world, including Kenya, this is not the time to really put a country to venture into an abrupt election, because they are arguing that also another thing that really came up, there are those who are arguing really, following that advice from the Chief Justice, does it mean that now the proceedings of the House or anything they do, including enacting of other laws, will be credible or will be illegal or constitutional? And those are some of stuff that are really come up. And the Parliamentary Service Commission has argued that, even the Chief Justice himself was appointed by the 11th House, and therefore there's no way you can say that what they'll be doing from today moving forward is illegal or unconstitutional, because even those who are in the judiciary, including the Chief Justice, was appointed by the House. And therefore these are some of the constitutional Pandora box that have been opened, arising a number of questions to do with the Constitution, and these are stuff that we are going to see when they will be conversed in the floor or in the corridors of justice, to really get to see whether the constitutional implications of that advice, because the House right now, they are saying that basically when you go back to the Parliamentary Service Commission, they are arguing that the life of a parliament ends when the other parliament has been elected, and those are a number of things. And therefore, just let me let you get to hear what the Speaker spoke about earlier on.
The Commission regrets that the Chief Justice appears to be willing, even eager, to plunge the country into a constitutional crisis without exercising wisdom and circumspection that is expected of the high office that he holds. For the reasons advanced herein, among others, the Parliamentary Service Commission, in furtherance of its constitutional mandate and of the request of the Speakers of the two Houses of Parliament, has resolved to engage counsel to immediately proceed to the High Court, pursuant to Article 165, Clause 3 of the Constitution, to challenge the unlawful and unconstitutional action taken by the Right Honourable Chief Justice. In the meantime, the Parliamentary Service Commission is convinced that the present matter shall be resolved lawfully and calls for calm and sobriety in order to avert the kind of national anxiety and despondency that the action by the Right Honourable Chief Justice could elicit. I thank you.
Moving forward now, Kenyans and also people or just citizens will be waiting to see whether this matter will also find itself on the floor of the House, because we know when the National Assembly resumes its sittings, we are waiting to see whether it will be brought on the floor of the House, maybe through a member or even if the the Speaker of the National Assembly will issue a statement from the chair concerning the matter. And therefore, this is a matter of wait and see. But now this is a new platform that has been open, or something new that Kenya has never experienced. And we are waiting to see how it's going to move forward, and also to see whether President Uhuru Kenyatta will really act on the advice from the CJ, because when you look at the data from the previous orders from courts or from the CJ, we know very well the CJ and President Uhuru Kenyatta have not been having a good relationship, and we've seen President Uhuru Kenyatta ignoring a number of orders from the CJ or what he's supposed to do as passed by the Chief Justice. And therefore, this is going to be another continuity, maybe, of the president continue ignoring the CJ. So it's a matter of wait and see. We see how we're going to move forward to know whether this constitutional matter, how it's going to be handled moving forward. That is it for now. I'm taking you back to studio.
All right, thanks, Vincent Odor.